All right, my friends, before we get into today's market update, I want to have a serious discussion with you. I've got 5, 6, 7 guys coming through to me just this week alone to say, my friend, please help me. I've lost a lot of money on the market and I need to make it back. It's affecting my family. My wife doesn't know about it, or my family are arriving in 10 days and I've lost $14,000 and I don't know what to do. Other guys are saying they've lost $150,000. Someone told me today they could lose 300,000 if we get into the price range of 58,000. So, guys, if you're trading family money or money that's going to be directly affecting your day-to-day life, paying bills, taking care of your kids, providing for your wife, you got to start really getting your head around the responsibility that you have to make sure that this works out for you. Some guys just get in, they over leverage, their business sizes are too big, they operate on hopium, and it comes crashing down. And then after the fact, they come to me and say, please help. Like, it'll be so much smarter if the guys came to me when they had the money, so we can first and foremost protect it. Second of all, teach them how to get in control of themselves, and then lastly, grow the capital. So obviously, it's a bit of a dog show out there, without talking about world politics and the pandemic and how this is going to continue until 2023 is a story in itself. So guys who have lost their jobs, who are relying on money from Bitcoin and trading the money correctly in the markets, need to start taking this a lot more responsibly than they ever have. Those who have got capital and altcoins and following free signals and going to YouTube for free videos, instead of paying a professional to teach them how to do it, and having that mentor, that value and mentorship, and the value in community to have their back. For the guys who want to take the easy way route, they land up getting wrecked. And afterwards, they say, "Oh, please, can you help me get my money back? And then I'll give you the cost of your course so that we can do this in partnership." Straight out the gate, guys, the answer is no. I'm not going to earn your $20,000 back to you because you lost it just so that you can make the money back to pay for my course. It doesn't operate that way. Start acting responsibly. So here's something that I've designed to help with the responsibility against our human mind that is very difficult to operate from a trading perspective. This has gone opaque. Come back. Okay. So this is the MTOPS criterion. I've been in this game for the last 4 years. I know what it's like to lose it all. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars overnight. I've been there, done that. I've experienced what you've experienced. It's not good to lose, okay? And for those reasons, I knew I had to find something almost as an insurance against myself, okay? Because I'm human, I get excited, I see the market moving, I want that profit, and I've made losses in the past. And now, coming from a space where I've got my family and the money that I make matters, I don't want other people to be impacted by my stupid ego, all right? So this is the MTOPS criterion. I'm not saying you have to do what I do, but find something that works. Because if you're another person that's lost $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on the markets and you haven't come to me beforehand, there's nothing much I can do for you. We can help and get you there and stuff, but why wait until that point? Why not just have a professional mentor walk with you through this environment? So going back onto topic. Okay, so we've got this MTOPS criterion. The first and foremost, if you've seen my content, we always trade with trend. If you're not trading with trend, you're dead in the market. So if I hit a zero there, this tool that I've got designed gets canceled out. So 0 equals no, 1 equals unsure or maybe, and 2 equals yes. So if I to numerologically convert yes, no, and maybe into numbers, 0 is no, 1 is maybe, and 2 is yes. So are we trading the trend? If the answer is 0, then boom, no. Okay, I'll get back into the market update later as to how that's relevant to us now. Okay, so if, for example, we are trading the trend, we may continue. Okay, are we trading from a position of strength? Have we over leveraged? Have we put too much of our portfolio into a trade? Are we doing dumb things like diversifying our capital into altcoins that we have no control over and just listening to free signals and watching free YouTube videos and to these idiots who think they know what they're doing? Are you trading from a position of strength? If the answer is yes, you may continue. If the answer is maybe, continue with caution. If the answer is no, if this is family money that you need to feed your family with and you're getting into the trade, don't get into the trade. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, to the next one. Let's say, for example, we are trading from his position. The guys in my academy, the guys who operate with my method, we trade with strength. Okay, so we don't have a problem. The other guys who haven't empowered themselves yet and they're still guessing how this complex market works and they're excited about Bitcoin because there's a run and all the rest of it, those guys get sidewinded. So if you're not trading from strength, find a way to trade from strength. Okay, is the price outside the kill zone? This is where this operates. This helps us with trend and helps us getting wrecked. So that's just a method, a part of the method that we use. So if it's in kill zone, if it's not in the kill zone, bang, can't use it. If it is in the kill zone or close to kill zone, it's a maybe. So that's what happened yesterday. It kind of danced outside the kill zone and then popped in the other direction. And then if it is outside the kill zone, we can move ahead. Okay, so I've mathematically, and I won't get into this for too long, because it's not the purpose of this. But I've quantified the scoring of each of these environments. So if it's in a market going downtrend, if we are confident in that, it either gets a 1 or a 2, and then all the other components get a number score, which then activates this equation to whether or not we can get into a trade, which is worth billions in itself, and it's so important to guys who don't really have that experience. And number two, it tells you how big you can go. So through this MTOPS criterion, we will never blow up our account. None of my traders will ever say to someone else, please can you save me? I've lost all my money. It's mathematically impossible for that to happen through this MTOPS criterion. So guys, I'm not saying that this is the only way to go forward, but if you are going to take trading seriously and it's going to affect your family, make sure you've got something to have your back in difficult circumstances, especially if you're a father. Okay, so MTOPS criterion, if for example our time projection isn't adding up or price projection isn't adding up, and this is to do with my strategy, it will say, bang, sorry mates, you can't get into this trade until the market looks better. I'm not pretending as if I own the market or know the market and what it's going to do next at all the different points. But what I am saying is that we've got such a powerful forecasting strategy that we do know when things don't go correctly, and we back it up by this decision-making tool, that we are protected. And going into here quickly, first and foremost, what we want to do is protect our capital, then have control over stuff, and then grow an account. So from a protecting capital perspective, because this is in the red and it's -0, it will tell us, don't get in. Forget about it. Go do something else. Go clean the house, go to the beach, go spend time with the kids. Don't get in, not today. Okay, so say for example, the market does look a little bit warmer and it's allowing us to get in. We will then just say, all right, cool. How much profit do we want? Okay, let's say, for example, in this trade, we want to make 40% profit. So we go into over here and say we want 40% profit from this trade. Boom, don't get in. It's not worth the risk. 40% is not enough for these market conditions. So in itself, from a protection of your capital perspective, it will say yes or no on whether to trade, okay? So this is going to help you if you decide to move forward with us or something along those lines to have that discipline backed up by a probability theorem on whether or not to get in first and foremost, okay? If you don't have this, guys, find something like it. If your family gets affected by a capital, find something like it. You need this in the real world. Okay. So then if, for example, things are looking favorable and things are going well, the score itself will then give us a indication of how big we can go. So if it's in bandwidth 1, we can either go at 5% of portfolio. If it's in bandwidth 2, we can get 10% of our capital in portfolio or 15%. So even in the most favorable market conditions, someone who's trading with a $10,000 or $20,000 account will only have permission to put in 15% of that. So when that goes into the trade, then the worst case scenario is to lose 15% of their account. So in that instance, we will never have any of our guys say we blew up the entire account. Even if you have 5 stop losses hit in a row, which is impossible with my method, then your capital will always be protected, okay? And that is after all the checks of making sure that you're doing this responsibly. So guys, just going back onto how I started this, if you're a father, look after your capital. If you are someone who uses this to provide for themselves and their family, do so responsibly. This is not a game anymore. We've got a global pandemic and things are getting tougher and tougher out there. And this pandemic isn't going away. It's going to be until 2023. I've got business professionals. I've got guys who are clairvoyant and they connect with the higher realms, and there's whole spiritual mediumship that are delivering this down. They're saying that this needs to break the system. There's this whole situation around it. So this pandemic is not going to make things easier for you anytime soon. So I want you, if you're taking trading seriously, to do it seriously, okay? And that's why I do mentorship, and that's why I do my course, because I want to help others get ahead. So into today's market update, the annual cycle is doing some weird stuff. This is the low over there. What we could be seeing is that it's coming down into this range to continue going up, which means that this arrow will be not valid. I'm just going to leave that arrow there just in case what price is trying to do is just come across to this this line over here to come down. I'm not sure if that's the case. So again, because we're uncertain about trend, I'm going to put a 1 over here, and it's going to say trade with caution. And again, market structure over here is uncertain, so it's probably going to say you aren't allowed to get in. We'll have to fill this out to see whether or not. I can see already this is going down to 5%. So the information I have just from looking at the first chart says we can only go to 5% of our account if we choose to get into this. Okay, so let's continue. So annual cycle we're unsure of. Over here, the quarterly, I've got 2 situations where I've drawn up. This is the old situation when we thought it was going to come down. So we're not sure if it just took a bounce to this line over here that it's been holding up on quite a lot, just to crawl over and come down. The oscillator looks like it's going to switch. So we're unsure whether the downtrend will continue or the uptrend will continue. Price and time has come to this point here, and it's 75% of the time projection tool. So I think there could be a turnaround. But if it is a turnaround, it will be a shallow one. So let's just take away that option. The new option in. So it's looking pretty good from a kill zone perspective. There's a lot of confluence over here, the 1 over 4. And then the migration will need to come to either here or there. What I'm concerned about here on the quarterly, especially for my students, is that we're not getting a lot of upside above the previous high. Okay, so if it is going to come up, it will have to come up in this region so that it enters within the 5 arc zone. So what that looks like is going to be here. If you guys don't understand what I'm saying, it's because we operate with a very specific way of trading. It's nothing you'll see anywhere else, and that's why it works, is because you don't see it anywhere else. Other guys just don't know what they're doing. All right, so let's do that. So that's as much space as we've got for this trade. Again, so let's just see whether or not we're still uptrend or downtrend based on that. Okay, so if I do that, go away. We could be coming up there still, again, or we could be coming up this way. So if we're going up this way, which looks like it will be the case, we might see a lower high and then continuation downwards. So for now, we are in a semi-uptrend to get to a certain position before going downtrend. So that transpires down to here. Okay, this is what we thought was going to happen. The market needed more time to migrate across. Apparently, Elon Musk's tweak pushed this price up into that direction. Guys, what I urge you to do is to get responsible. Stop fooling around with your money. If you think that buying a car with Bitcoin is going to pump the price up $7,000 or $3,000, like, start thinking rationally. Stop thinking like a noob that's just entered. Okay. If it was someone like VW, Audi, if it was someone like BMW who said you can buy our cars with Bitcoin, then absolutely that can be a trend directional change. But Tesla, guys, I mean, everyone loves a Tesla, but that's one small company in comparison to the megatons out there. And who's buying cars now anyway? Who can afford new cars? You know what I mean? So a few Bitcoin guys can afford cars. But why would you buy a car with your Bitcoin? When the price is raining like this, you're just handing off tens of thousands of potential earnings over the long term just to buy a Tesla. And guys are saying, oh, that's the reason why the market popped. No. Look at the oscillator. The oscillator was on its way to turn in any case. We've got some 3, 4, 5. It's just saying that this higher low over here means that we're going to be an uptrend, which temporarily, which is 100% the case. So this higher low and this higher high means that we're in an uptrend on the weekly cycle. It's not because someone sent a tweet. I mean, there's so much immaturity out in the marketplace right now, and it's worrying because, again, fathers, responsible people that should be using this money to expand the quality of their lives are coming to me just like shaken up and broken and saying, please help, please help, please help. You got to help yourself as well, and I can show you how if you want me to do that. And then down over here, once again, 0.5 line migrated across and then pushed up in that direction. So we're going to sit back on the market or in these trades right now, not because we got something better to do, which is actually the case, but because we've been told we're unsure about this trade. And even if we wanted to get in, it wouldn't be much confirmation. So I can imagine over there, if we do that, that's the 50%. And I don't see a lot of confidence. I can just tell from the market and myself that it's just not a good idea. So if you just change oscillator alone, or just say don't get in. So thanks to the MTOPS criterion, this probability theorem, we're going to step out of this right now. So again, guys, if you're a family member, if you're doing something for the greater good, if the money that you've got on the market is serious money, do so responsibly. And I wish you all the best, man. And if you need help, reach out to us. We've got a great community of guys who are operating from their heart and not their head. And we're doing a lot of good around the world. So anyway, that's what today's market update's about. It's a 17-minute video, but I hope that the resonance of this, I hope that the tone of my voice, and I hope that some of the seriousness has hit home so that you can, in yourself, get out of your head, stop being that cowboy who wants to enter the market just for the feeling of profit and start taking this seriously. All right, guys, cheers for now. See you tomorrow.